Hey, welcome to your new Promethean board. How exciting. Just wanted to make you a really quick video just to kind of give you the couple of basics just to get started. There will be more in-depth training once we get those dates. So I just wanted to quickly show you that you have two options. You can plug in your computer and then display your computer screen onto the panel, just like you might have done with your smartboard. If that's the case, all you're going to do is look for any of these carrots. We have access points on the bottom, on the sides. So you'll notice that you have these little carrot things on the sides and the bottom that give you a menu. I'm going to do here so you can see what I'm doing. It's all the same, so that's super cool. It doesn't matter where you're standing. And if you just want to display what you have on your screen, you're just going to hit the yellow circle that says source. I don't have anything connected right now, so nothing shows up, but you would be able to switch right to what you're doing. And from there, you can actually just turn on your annotation tools and start marking up your screen. You want to just use the panel. You don't need to plug in, or you can do both, it doesn't matter. You can access these same carrots and jump right into the whiteboard. Or if you're not connected at all to your computer, you can go ahead and hit whiteboard, and that's going to take you to this really blank space. We already talked about navigation, so I'm going to check that off. And you're going to be able to now have infinite space. Whoa, look at that. That was my claw. I'm going to hit my arrow, and I'm going to scroll around. Now, can you see? I'm trying to record on my computer. You kind of have this little window that kind of lets you see where you are. You can have just infinite space that you can just keep working. Neat thing is, this was something that I had put in. I'm going to move it out of the way so I can show you. I have my list of tools on the side here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit my pencil, and I have an option for a stylus where I can use my finger and just hello. And just practice writing. You can have up to 20 touch points, so you can have all of your students up here. And then, I always forget. Then you can just move the screen as needed, and you can use the eraser. You can use your whole hand, your finger to make it a little bit smaller. There are some tools. So when you click on you'll see like a protractor tool. So you'll see some rulers. So just play around with it. You don't have to use any of this stuff right now. The neat thing is that you can lock it in, draw your straight line, slide your ruler out of the way. So you're going to get to play with this more when the company comes. I just wanted to kind of give you a little overview in what's available. So I'm just going to come back to here. We're talking about the whiteboard and some of the other tools. Now there's a template option. This is where I found this guy. You'll see when you're in your side panel, there is an image. And I have the option to just add in whatever I need in the moment. So I'm going to do the analog clock, and then I can just start doing a time lesson. So whatever it is that you're working on, you'll be able to use that. And you can always capture your image and grab a screenshot. And then you can use that in your classroom or in your lessons. It's something that you can share out if you have notes. So I wanted to show you that my screenshot I'm actually going to use, and then I can get rid of this. This is really the big thing just to kind of get used to. If you are not interested in using any of these features, all you want to do is project. When you are in the home screen, all you're going to need to know is these little carrots, again, no matter where you are, and you're going to go to source. I don't have anything connected right now, but you'll hit source, and then it'll connect to your computer. So that's all you need to worry about if that's as far as you want to go. If you're into the idea of playing, I'm going to jump back on my whiteboard, and I want to show you some other really cool tools. There is a split screen. So you'll notice, and I'll put an image in so you can see what it is. But my screen can be split on both sides. So if I want to set up an activity, let me get rid of my some of my other things here. So we don't have all this. Let's say I want to do the clock. So I'm going to put the clock in. I'm going to make it smaller, slide it over, do it again. Right, make it a little smaller, slide it over. And now I'm going to split my screen. I have 2 fields, which now is going to allow my students to individually mark it up. And they have tools on each bottom of the screen, can you see? And your students can come up and do a little activity. You can also export and save the image if you needed to keep it. You can do a screenshot or just save whatever work that you've done. So that's super helpful. I can also now click on Locker. And this is fun because I have some tools here. I have a timer, I have a spinner, but if I have a timer here, now I can set and make a game. I can have multiple timers, I can have a stopwatch, and really, have a nice, fun, engaging activity. If you go back into the Locker, again, you can access this anywhere on the sides, no matter where you're teaching, it would show up. If I go to my Locker, I can also click on Spinner. So this is super fun because I can have a really quick activity, choosing groups, coming up with different topics, different games. There's a couple of ones already built in, but I can always create my new one. So if I wanted to do something with names of students, consonants, a really quick check-in, what consonant is this, come up with a word, or, whatever works for your groups. It's a fun way and an engaging, really quick way to do it. Once I'm done, I can always X everything out. And you'll see when you're playing with it. Just remember, you're not breaking anything. You can totally check stuff out. The key things, you don't even have to get fancy with any of these images. Really the key takeaway, when you walk in the room and you are like, oh, the panel's here, what do I do? You are going to just remember you have access points all around the board. And from here you can go to home screen. You can go to your whiteboard. And if you are not even wanting to use the whiteboard, and all you want to do is plug in and project something that you're demonstrating or that you have already created on your laptop, all you're doing is selecting this and source. And you're going to select VGA and whichever way that you've connected to your computer. There are some fancy annotation tools. So if you are going on the internet or showing anything, you can use this to mark up whatever it is that you want to highlight and demonstrate. And then you can always grab that and take that off. So just some fun things to play with, just something to get you started with getting your feet wet. There will be a date coming out that we're hoping to get some release time so you guys can really sit and play and get in-depth training. But this was just a little get you started video.